Hi, good morning. Well, yeah, it's still morning. Hope everyone is having a great Wednesday so far. I just wanted to get on here really quick because I had kind of like an inspiration this morning about an affirmation that I wanted to write for my mailing list next week. And it's just a subject that I see so many people struggling with. And I think it's kind of, when I think about it, it's kind of like the core to all self-improvement and all positive change. And it's, a common complaint I hear is that like, this is just the kind of thing that I struggle with. This is just the kind of life that I have. This has always been a problem for me. And that kind of thinking really makes you feel stuck, right? Like my story for a long time was like, I've always struggled with money. Like it's just, that's my thing. Like I don't know why or how to fix it or anything. And you kind of own it. You kind of own the struggle, like whatever it is for you, whether it's body image or relationships or having crappy jobs. It could be anything in your life that you just kind of feel like it's always a problem for you. And I think it's important to understand like why that is, and that it's not like these external forces kind of like sabotaging you and acting on your life in a way that you can't control, because I think that's very disempowering to have that kind of thought process, even if you don't consciously think about it like that. Just sort of throwing up your hands and going like, oh, well, this is like the thing that I have to struggle with is kind of agreeing with the idea that it's out of your control, right? That it's something else in your life. Like, oh, I was raised that way, so I can't help it. Or, like there's something that's making that problem exist in your life that you don't have any control over. And once you understand like the way your thoughts and your feelings and the words that you speak really do create your circumstances, you then take back control over being able to fix your life, right? Like you don't have to go, oh man, this is just like a thing that I struggle with and there's nothing I can do about it. You can say, up until this point, my thought process has been X, Y, and Z. And I can see how that has created and attracted the circumstances that I'm struggling with right now. And now I'm making a choice to have my thought process, the words I speak, the thoughts that I have in my head, the actions I take, the things that I talk about, be about something different, be in a different pattern to attract new circumstances into my life. And it really is, in my opinion, it comes down to just mental discipline. I mean, it's like a daily process. It's not like one day you wake up and just decide things are going to be different. And then all of a sudden it's easy for you to think differently and it's easy for you to like feel optimistic. But it's a process of really like reprogramming your brain to really believe that you can create positive change in your life, that you do have control over what's happening to you. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of affirmations, because that's the kind of thing that like, yeah, I do not wake up every day like pumped about life and like really optimistic about everything that's happening with me. But I have a set of affirmations that do change, by the way, every couple weeks or whatever, as long as if I'm done working with one, I'll pick up another one. But I have a set of affirmations that I say to myself every day, all day. Whenever I'm struggling with something like that, I'll come back to a core belief that I'm trying to change in myself. So if like I said, if I had the belief in my life that I struggle with money and I go through my life struggling with money, and then I can decide, okay, you know what, I'm going to create a new affirmation that's about having everything I need, having all of my needs met in amazing ways, looking for surprises and miracles around me to, attract a different relationship with money into my life. So I think the point for me, what it really comes down to, what it boils down to on its most basic level, is understanding that you are creating your current circumstances. And it doesn't mean it's your fault. It doesn't mean that you're to blame and that, you should feel bad about yourself, but just that you can change the way you think. You can think, you know what, I can do something about this. Up until this point, I've been thinking in a negative way. I've been really focused on the problems in my life. I've been talking about things I don't want. I've been complaining. I've been criticizing other people, whatever that negative energy that you've kind of been like creating in your life or, magnifying, you can choose not to do that anymore. You can choose to think, talk, and behave differently at any point. And it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to work on it every day. And that's where the mental discipline comes in. That's where you decide, today, these are the things that I'm going to think about. These are the things I'm going to work on. These are the affirmations I'm working with. And eventually it really does start to become like second nature. And you feel things in your life shifting and you're like, holy crap, this works. This is awesome. So I just wanted to maybe inspire you with that today. If you're at a place in your life where you're feeling really like you're struggling a lot, you're really disempowered, you don't know how to change, you don't know what to do, just maybe identify one limiting belief and see if you can reframe that into an affirmation that you can use every day. It does not have to be a big, complicated process, but maybe you could identify one thing like, I always fight with my spouse because I grew up in a house where my parents were always fighting. So I think marriage has to be hard. Maybe that's your limiting belief. Marriage has to be hard. And maybe you could have an affirmation like, I invite harmony in all my relationships, or, I choose to only see the good in my spouse, or, whatever it is, whatever resonates for you. It has to ring true for you. So it's best if you come up with it yourself. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. If you don't currently receive my daily affirmations in email and you want to, just go to my website. You can sign up for them. It's teddihicks.com, TEDDEYHICKS. And down at the bottom of the homepage, you can just stick your email address in there, and then you'll start getting emails from me every morning at 6 o'clock with a different affirmation for the day, just in case you have trouble coming up with your own, or you want some new ideas of things that you could work on. And that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.